let's do this. See, I waited a couple of days to do this because I wanted to make sure I was in the proper headspace for it, because this is a pretty serious topic. And it's serious enough that I tried scripting it, I edited it, I kind of liked it, but I felt like it didn't do it justice, and then I erased it, and then I did it again, and I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm just gonna talk, and whatever's like on my mind and on my heart is gonna come out, and that's just gonna be that. I mean, if you're watching this and you know what the title is, Sunday afternoon on the East Coast, we got the news that Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gigi died in a tragic helicopter accident. And it still doesn't feel real when I say it. Hurt isn't even like the word for it. Like, oh no, man. And just for the record, this isn't like a JB like share subscribe type video. This is James talking to you. This is James like speaking like on some real. It's been some pretty. It's been a rough couple of days trying to like sort that out. Kobe was a titan. Kobe still is a titan. Kobe was a legend, and I know there's like a lot of stuff that means to a lot of people, but yeah, I'm not there to talk about that kind of stuff. He meant a lot, like not just like to me personally, but like to millions, like the world over. And you're talking like a bona fide legend, somebody who transcended what they did. He transcended basketball. He was just always there. Like, it's still like tough to talk about. I'm only like in my very early 30s, and this guy has literally been around literally the entirety of my life, it seems. Like, going back to when I was like knee high to a grasshopper, he was there. I'm talking about like PlayStation 1 Crash Bandicoot days. Like, he was just always just there. And not just I, but you as well. If you're old enough to be watching the video like this, you've seen him grow up, like from bald to afro to the dynasty, and then the split from Shaq and winning championships afterward, to the later years when he was injured and he wasn't physically the same guy he was, and then we got to see him retire. Like, I'm gonna be frank here, I wasn't always like the biggest Kobe fan. Like, there was like a long stretch where I didn't like him, and it had nothing to do with him personally. If you know me as a sports fan, you know that me personally, I don't like bandwagon fans. I cannot stand people who hop on the bandwagon for the sake of hopping on it, because that's what's trendy, that's what's cool, and that's what the Lakers were. Like, after the Bulls, like in the late 90s and the 2000s, it was that. And Kobe was one of the biggest catalysts for that. Of course, it was Shaq, but Kobe as well. And, you know, Kobe was the one that everybody looked toward. Everybody was the one that everybody wanted to be like. He was the one that everybody wanted to emulate. I mean, my God, if you haven't thrown a piece of paper away and gone, Kobe, like, then what are you doing with your life? Then what have you been doing with your life to this point? Yeah. see, what I didn't like about him for a long time, and I didn't understand it until I started playing sports myself, was he had this demeanor about himself that was selfish or arrogant. And that's what I took it for a long time, and then as I grew up and as I started playing sports, I understood those things to be what they were. It was swagger, it was confidence, it was the undying will to win, the undying need to succeed. And that's not something that, I mean, of course, like, athletes have it, but on the sheer scale, that pure thirst that I will sell anything and everything up the river just for me to succeed, for me to overcome this obstacle. Like, on that level, that's hard to find. Like, even by today's standards, like, there's only like one other athlete I can even remotely think of. Well, there's a couple, but like LeBron and Tom Brady, like those guys have that fire, that will that you could just sense from, like, through TV screens and across countries, and just, it's just infectious. Like, I didn't understand that when I was younger. I got it when I was older. I got it. But the thing that stood out to me the most about him, I mean, I can go on and on about him as a basketball player. Like, the dude was the Jordan of our generation. Like, I got to see Jordan, like, in a lot of his later years. I got to see his championships. I didn't see the years where he didn't win. Like, for me, Jordan was always successful. In Kobe's case, got to see the rise, got to see the success, got to see the fall and the personal demons, and we got to see the redemption, and we got to see the after, and I got to see the aftermath. Like, there's like a full story there. And it's really that part, the fall and the redemption, that got me looking at him as a person, like, and seeing him for more than just, you know what I'm saying, just a basketball player. We all know what happened, like, in Colorado. We all know what allegedly happened, and I'm not here to cast stones or say one person was right over the other or who said what. That's not for me to decide. I do know that we as humans make mistakes. We as humans do things that we probably shouldn't. Nobody's perfect. But with that being said, the aftermath of that, you can kind of see over the years, like in the years since, how he changed and he evolved, and how he rededicated himself to his wife and his family. I'm not here to speculate anything he may or may not have done, like, in the aftermath of that, because, you know, I don't know. And at this point, I mean, it's all hearsay, because we'll never know the truth. But one thing is clear, is that he loved his family. And as somebody who grew up with, like, a very loose and not a very tight family unit, it was just endearing to me, like, especially me as, like, a black man, seeing a black father take such an active interest in his kids, seeing his kids everywhere with him, seeing his kids take after him, especially Gigi, just take after him, mannerisms, finishing his sentences, completing his thoughts, just doing little stuff like her dad. And the way he talked about her and how proud of what he was of her, and you could just see and tell that they were each other's favorite people. Like, he loved doing stuff, the way he talked about it, like, even the reason, his rationale for doing helicopters in the first place, has to do with his kids. Man, I'm not a dad. Not yet. I want to be one day. Like, with the right time and the right place and the right person, I do want to be a father one day. I hope that when my time comes, that my kids love me half as much as his kids loved him. And I hope that I am half of the father that he is. Because, like that was the part. And not just the fact that he was like a role model and a father for his kids, but he did it for other people. Like, you could go on the internet right now, you could see he was everywhere. He had his hand everywhere. You can pull up an article or a picture about what the players have been like in the league today, in the days since, and you can see how hurt and devastated they are, and how difficult this is, because this is a good guy. Like, this is a good guy who did and tried and wanted for not just for himself but for everybody. And like, he's gone, like, young. Like he didn't retire like 4 years ago, and like, he's gone now. And that is like the craziest thing to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, life is short. Things happen unexpected. Family, friends, anybody who was personally affected by this accident, like the other families that were involved, I have sent my absolute heartfelt condolences, because this sucks, bro. Like, this really sucks. And yeah, I hope that the family is okay. I hope his wife, I hope his surviving daughters are okay. I hope the other kids that were on the helicopter, the parents, their families, hope they find peace one day. I know they're hurting right now, but I hope they all find like peace in their hearts, and knowing that their loved ones are in a better place. Like, yeah. That's it, man. Man, on some real, you guys take care of yourselves. You guys take care of each other. You guys stay prayed up, believe in whoever you believe in. Just be kind to one another. If you got something to say to somebody, let them know, because, you know, all this is not guaranteed. It's not promised, and we need to take care of that, and we need to take care of each other, because, yeah. Man. Mamba mentality, man. Mamba mentality. Yeah. You guys be good. Take care. And I'll be seeing you in the next one.